love my church. I serve in the prayer ministry. I have been with the group to serve the Soup Bowl, and I tutor at 10th Street School.
I love my church. I love my church, so I serve in the nursery.
I love my church, so I serve as a deacon and I play in the orchestra.
I love my church. I teach Sunday school and I'm in the prayer ministry.
I love Parker Memorial, and that's one reason that I serve in the CLC.
I love my church, so I serve as a collegiate life group teacher.
I love my church, and I work in the nursery, work with the after-school program for the kids.
I love my church, so I serve in our children's ministry.
I love my church. I work in the nursery, and I also bake cakes for the Alabama Children's Home.
I love my church. I love my church, so I volunteer for Upward Basketball.
I love my church, and I serve in children's ministry.
I love my church. I volunteer in the CLC. I'm a volunteer for the prayer room, and I also do the newsletter and the prayer calendar for my class.
I love my church, so I take every opportunity I can to invite and bring as many people as I can to Parker. I love it, and it's not hard to do. Whether we're at play groups or outside Mom's Day Out, it's just easy. I ask people where they go to church, and if they say they don't have a home church, I tell them when we start and that I expect to see them here. I love my church.
I love my church, and I serve as a deacon, I serve as church clerk, I serve on building and grounds committee, and I serve on the pastor's leadership team.
I love my church. I work in the Christian Life Center, and I do the prayer room, and I bake cakes for the children's home. And I also am on the bereavements committee.
On Tuesday mornings, we have Moms in Missions called M&Ms for moms throughout this county to come together, and we have our nursery who volunteers their time to watch their children, and we get together and have 2 hours of a Bible study. And this year I get to help out. And I love my church because of the faithfulness of M&Ms for going on 15 years.
If you're a church member, you ought to be busy doing something, not sitting around on your rear end, just calling yourself a church member.
Yes, ma'am.
That's nothing. What good is that?
Yes, ma'am.
Got to be active. Active, doing something for the Lord. Yes, sir.